Hi everyone, my name is Gaby and welcome to Total Body. All we're gonna need for today's workout is a mat, any set of weights or dumbbells that we may have around in your house, and a water bottle, plus a great attitude. So let me put our timer on and we can get started right into our warm-up. We're gonna start up with just some jumping jacks, so let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Making sure we're warming up the body here and we're moving our arms and our legs, starting to get all that movement within our body. Getting that heart rate up, starting to feel it within our body, waking up our body and getting those body moving. We're jumping in and out, we're moving our shoulders, we're moving our legs, and we're getting ready for this awesome workout on this Friday afternoon. We're switching into squats in about 10 more seconds, so keep at it here. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're getting into squat jocks, so we're just gonna squat and jack.
Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head.
Sorry about that, the mic died for a second there, but I think we're back and we're good, so we can get back into our lunges. So we're gonna just step back, lunge it down, and twist to the side, really bracing our abdominals here, really engaging them and starting contracting, waking up that midsection. Staying at this pattern, alternating legs and rotating to different sides, making sure we're really waking up that midsection and getting ready for the rest of our workout. Oop, making sure you're not falling over like I just did. Now, coming over to our mat, we're gonna be going into an inchworm. So I want you to hinge at your hips here, feeling that stretch run down your hamstrings, and you're gonna walk it out into a plank. Then you're gonna walk it straight back up. Following this pattern, making sure we're feeling that stretch in our hamstrings, the back of our legs, as we stay in a good plank form the entire time. I want you to make sure when you're in this plank position, your glutes are not up in the air or down all the way to the floor. Everything's nice and stable. We got 10 more seconds here, and then we're gonna go into a stretch portion of our workout, or of our warm-up. And in 3, 2, and 1, bring it back up if you're in the middle of a set there, and come follow me to go into some knee hugs. Bring your knee up into your chest and squeezing it and switching sides, holding this stretch for about 2 to 5 seconds on each leg before you switch. If you lose balance at any time here, it's okay, just put that foot down. But to work on that balance, I want you to focus on something on the ground and hold your gaze there, as well as engaging your core. That way your balance will be more towards your center, and you'll find it easier to balance on one leg. Going to the next stretch in 3, 2, and 1. Shaking it out, and now kicking our legs back to go into a quadricep stretch here. Making sure our knees are as close together as we can so we can feel that stretch going down our leg, the front of our legs, our quads. Again, switching sides about every 2 to 5 seconds here, making sure our legs are as evenly stretched so that we are ready for this upcoming workout. We got about 20 more seconds, so keep at it here. Then we're gonna go into an upper body stretch. Staying here for 10 more seconds, really stretching out both legs. And in 3, 2, and 1, shaking out the legs. Now, I want you to take your arm across your chest and pull it in as close as you can. Really getting a good shoulder stretch here, warming up and stretching that upper body. If you want to make sure you're keeping your legs moving, you can be stepping it from side to side here as you stretch. And in 3, 2, 1, switching sides now, doing the same thing on the other side, making sure we're holding this straight arm in front or behind the elbow, but not directly on the elbow. We don't want to put any strain on that joint. And in 3, 2, 1, letting it go. Going into a tricep stretch, our very last stretch. Trying to reach as far back on our back as we can. Pushing that arm further back, feeling that stretch travel up our arm. And in 3, 2, 1, shaking that arm out and doing the same thing on the other side. Reaching as far back as we can, using our other arm to push us there as we stretch. Making sure we're breathing during this stretch and during every part of our workout, making sure those muscles are getting the appropriate oxygen they need. And in 3, 2, 1. That's it for our warm-up. Go grab a drink of water if you need it while I explain our very first set. So we can move our mats out of the way for our first set. We're not going to need them, so you can just push it off to the side. But if you don't have any dumbbells with you, I suggest you grab a water bottle, any canned goods, a book, whatever you have around you that can add a little bit of extra resistance. But if you don't have anything, that's fine. We can do these workouts without them. But our first move is going to be a combination of moves, so we're going to just have our weights either up on our shoulders or down beside us, and we're going to squat down, and then we're going to lunge it back, go back into a squat in the middle, and then lunge it back with the other leg. Here's it from the side: squat, lunge, squat, lunge. That's it. It's very simple with that move, just having the weight here as an extra resistance. And then our second move, we're going to be doing a side lunge with a row. So we're stepping out a far step to the side, bending, finding that chair behind us here, and rowing it up, using our back to pull the muscles towards our chest. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Here, going to show you from the side now. Stepping it out, finding that chair behind us, and rowing it up. Here on the other side, just like that. We're going to be repeating those 2 exercises. We're going to be doing them 45 seconds of work with a 15-second rest in between each exercise. Repeating those 3 times. So let's get started. Let me put on our timer and we can get going. We're starting in about 10 seconds, so let's go. First with our squat lunge combination in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Squatting it down, then out into our lunge, squat, lunge. Just following this pattern, really feeling it in our glutes and in our legs the entire time. Either having our weights up here or down beside us. It's really up to you. Or we don't need weights, obviously. We can just have our hands up here, just using our legs. But I want you to make sure that your chest is always up during this and our shoulders are away from our ears. We're keeping everything nice and loose as we squat down and lunge. We got less than 10 seconds. Keep at it. I bet everyone's looking great, so keep going. And in 3, 2, 1, shake it out. I know your legs may feel tired after that, but we're gonna have our little break and get into our side lunge and row. Getting ready in 3, 2, and 1. Stepping it out to our lunge and rowing it up here. Going to the other side now and rowing it up. If you don't have the weights, I want you to just do it with your arms. Pretend they're there and really tense your back muscles here. Really pretend as if you're holding something super heavy and you need to use all of those back muscles to lift it up. If you really pretend they're there, I swear your muscles are still gonna feel the same tension as if they were. So keep pushing and keep trying. We got about 10 more seconds, keep at it. We're taking large steps in between for our side lunges, working that glute, working that back. And in 3, 2, 1. Good job. That's our first round. We got 2 more to go. So catch your breath, get some water, and let's get ready. We're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Squatting down, lunging it back. Squatting down, lunging it back. If you want to make this a little bit harder for yourself, you can add a jump. Squat, jumping it out, just like that. That makes it a little bit harder here, or you can stay stepping it out and add 1 jump up, and then stay down, adding 1 jump. It's up to you if you want to add the jump at all, but it does add a little bit extra difficulty getting that explosive motion in your legs. But we got about 5 more seconds, so keep pushing. And in 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Shaking out those legs. I know they're feeling tight, they're burning, but we're gonna push through. We got 5 seconds till our next one, so let's get ready. In 3, 2, and 1. Taking a large step to the side and rowing it up. Then taking another large step to the side, rowing it up. Making sure our straight leg is mainly straight, but it's not locked out. It does have a slight bend in it, but our farther leg is the leg that's doing all the work here. That leg is finding the chair behind us, and we're feeling it in that glute. We have about 15 more seconds here, so keep going. Keep rowing it up and down. We got 10 more seconds. Keep at it. Keep working. We're almost done with the second round. And in 3, 2, and 1. Standing it up, shaking it out. We're almost done with this lower body set. So keep pushing. Grab a drink of water real quick. We're getting ready for our squat and lunges. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. We're squatting and we're lunging it back. Squatting the alternate side. Making sure we're getting equal amounts of effort on both legs here. Feeling it in my glute, in my quads, in my hamstrings, all over. They're screaming at me, they're burning, but we're going through this together. So keep at it. We got 20 more seconds, keep going. I bet everyone's at home's looking awesome, but you gotta keep pushing, keeping that chest nice and high and those shoulders away from your ears, finding that chair behind you. And in 3, 2, and 1. Standing it up, shaking it out, putting those weights down for just a second, relaxing. We're getting ready for our last set, our last move, our side lunges, and then we get a nice long water break. So let's get ready. In 3, 2, and 1. Stepping it out and rowing it up. Stepping it far out, finding that chair behind us, and rowing it up. Following this pattern, really working our back and our legs here at the same time. It's the last time we're doing this, so keep pushing, keep going. It's the last time. You can do it for 20 more seconds. We're gonna do it together. So really set your goals and try to achieve them. We got about 12 more seconds. Keep going, keep pushing. Make sure, remember to breathe. Breathe in and out, and in 3, and 2, and 1. Dropping it down, catching your breath. That was it for this round. It's time for a water break.
There's so much that I can see, memories we can't deny, a picture in a gallery. Hold images of both our lives. And I'm hoping that someone like you.
Okay, everyone, now it's time for our upper body set. I know upper body could be tricky for some people, but we're gonna really try and work towards that. So our first move, we're gonna be needing our mat. So go roll that out if you have one, or any nice soft surface that you're okay with laying on. So go grab your weights or any other sort of object you're using for resistance, because our first move is a glute bridge with a bench press. Again, if you don't have any weights or any sort of resistance at home, that's okay. I'm gonna show you a modification for it. But first, the bench press. It's a glute bridge with a bench press. So when your weights are up, so is your glute. We're doing a glute bridge here. As you bring it down, our glutes are going down. Following this pattern, working the total body as we press up and squeeze up. If you don't have any sort of resistance, that's totally okay. We're just gonna turn it around and do push-ups. So with our push-ups, I want you to either be on your knees or on your toes, but whatever you choose, I want you to make sure you're having good form. So you're coming all the way down and then coming back up. Really using our chest to push up against the floor, just as you would if you're pushing the resistance off the floor in a bench press. Our next move is gonna be a burpee with a bicep curl. So again, with the weights, let me show you how that's gonna look. You're gonna be in your plank here, jumping up, and as you come up, bicep curling it, and then coming back down. No jumping here with this burpee. Instead of the jump, we're doing a bicep curl. Again, if you don't have the weights, it's the same thing here. A burpee, and we're gonna pretend the weights are here, really contracting that bicep muscle and bringing it down as slowly as we can, pretending we're lifting up the heaviest objects we can think of. So this, we're gonna be doing it for 35 seconds of work with a 15-second rest in between, repeating it still 3 times. So let's get started. Let me start a timer and we can get going. We're starting with our bench press and glute bridge. If you have a weight can be anything. It could be water bottles, it could be canned goods, whatever it is, but go grab it and let's use it. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Pushing it up with our glute and bringing it back down, making sure we're really contracting our core, engaging the core as we lift up our dumbbells or whatever we're using as resistance, as well as our glutes. Really focusing on the total body here and breathing out as you push everything up. So breathe in and then out as you push everything up. In and out. We got less than 2 seconds and relax. That was amazing, everyone. Really working our chest and our glutes at the same time while engaging our core, really working the total body. But now let's turn it around and get ready for our burpee with a bicep curl. In 3, 2, 1. In our plank position, jumping it up, standing it all the way up, and then bicep curling it, making sure our elbows are staying near our body as we're in our bicep curl here. Making sure everything's nice, slow, and controlled in our bicep. If the jumping is too much in our burpee section, that's totally fine. We can step it out and then step it back in and do our bicep then. And 3, 2, and 1. That was amazing, everyone. That was our first set. Hopefully we have enough energy for our next 2 sets because we're gonna need it. So let's get ready, turning it around. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Pushing it up, breathing out, and then breathing in as you come down. Pushing it up, and then breathing in as we come down. Staying with this pattern, engaging our core and our glutes and our chest. Working the total body. We're pushing and we're doing this together. So let's work through this. We got about 10 more seconds. Keep going. We can do this together. My glute is screaming at me, my core is screaming at me, and so is my chest, but we're gonna push against it. And in 3, 2, and 1, drop it down. That was amazing. We're halfway done with this set. Let's turn it around and get ready for our burpees. And in 3, 2, and 1. Here in our plank position, jumping it or stepping it up, and then bicep it, curling it. Making sure that elbow is staying right near our body as we're curling it up, so we really isolate that bicep muscle there. We got about 15 more seconds, so keep at it. Keep pulling that bicep curl. Keep going. I know some people may despise burpees, but it really works the total body, and we're gonna be doing them with these bicep curls. And in 3, 2, and 1. Relax. That's amazing. We did 2 rounds. We got 1 more to go. We're gonna give it all we have in this last round, so let's get ready for it. In 3, 2, and 1. Going into pushing it up and releasing it down as slowly as we can. Pushing it up and releasing it down. Having everything engaged and really setting those goals and trying to make them. We put everything we have in this class and you're gonna get it right back out, so keep going. We got about 10 more seconds here. Keep pushing it through. And in 3, 2, and 1. Congrats. We're not doing those again, so you can forget about them. We just gotta do our burpees and biceps for the last time. So give it all we have right here. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. In our plank position, jumping it in, standing it all the way up, and bicep curling it up. Staying with this pattern, making sure before we start the bicep curl, we're standing all the way up and nice and straight. We don't want to cause any injury to our backs. Doing the bicep curls down here, make sure you stand up all the way up before you come back down to do your burpee section. We got 10 more seconds. Keep pushing it through. We can do this. Try to get a few more reps in. And in 3, 2, and 1. Congrats, everyone. That was our second set. We got 1 more set to go, but go grab your water. This is our nice water break. Okay, everyone, our very last set is gonna be a core set. We're not gonna need the weights, so you can put them to the side. We're just gonna be in our plank positions for the majority of the time, so get ready for that. We're gonna be first doing good old-fashioned mountain climbers. So in our plank position, either on our hands or on our elbows, it's up to you. But I want you to make sure in this, we're pulsing our knees all the way up into our chest, going straight up. Either stepping it out like this or going faster, really getting that heart rate up as you do so. Our next move is gonna be a similar move, but we're gonna be jacking our feet instead. It's what I call plank jacks. So in our plank position, again, on our hands or on our elbows, we're gonna be here and we're gonna jack out and in. Jack our feet out and in, just like this. Really working the cardio portion here, as well as our core and our upper body, trying to hold our body weight up. We got to do those 3 times through 35 seconds of work with a 15-second rest, just like our upper body set. So let's start our timer so we can get started with this set. We're getting started in about 5 seconds with those mountain climbers, so let's go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Going into mountain climber, pulsing our legs up into our chest, really going fast, jumping, or stepping it out. It's totally up to you, but I do want you to make sure that your glutes are not up in the air or down on the floor. Everything's nice and straight, and your shoulders, elbows, and wrists are all in line. They're not too far away from you or all the way behind you. They're right above each other. We got 10 more seconds here, so keep at it. working our core here, working those shoulders, that upper body. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down, shaking out those arms for being on them for so long. We're gonna be going into our plank jacks in just a second. So really catch your breath and let's get ready. In 3, 2, 1. Again, on your hands or on your elbows, it's up to you. But we're jacking our feet out and in. Just like I previously said, if the jumping's uncomfortable for your knees at any point, no worries. Step them out instead. Out and then in, alternating sides. We got 15 more seconds here, so keep going. Keep pushing it through. We're really engaging that core, making sure we're nice and stable. And in 3, and 2, and 1. Dropping it down. Really shaking out those arms. I know they're feeling it. I'm feeling it. But we gotta keep pushing. We got 2 more sets to go. And we're getting started with the mountain climber. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Coming straight up. Either stepping or jumping. It's up to you. Or we're staying with good form the entire time. Making sure we're breathing here. It could be a very common tendency to hold our breath in a plank position. So I want you to make sure you're not doing that. You're finding the time to breathe in and out as you are doing this core exercise. We got less than 10 seconds left, so keep pushing it. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down. Really giving yourself a good shoulder stretch there. I know my shoulders are feeling a little tense now from being on them. So let's try to stretch that out during this break to relax them. We're halfway there, so let's keep going. In 3, 2, 1, let's go with our plank jacks. Either jumping it out or stepping it out. It's up to you. You can even do it on your elbows, like I've said previously. Making sure that you're keeping that core engaged. That's the most important part. We got about 15 more seconds, so keep going. Trying to make sure everything's as stable as possible as you're here. Less than 10 seconds now. Keep pushing it. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down. I think we're a little running low on time for that third set. So instead, we're gonna do these next 35 seconds just holding the plank for the very last time. So let's do this last burnout round real fast and then we can cool down. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1 with a quick holding of the plank here, getting a nice burnout for our core before we go into our cool down. We ran out of time on that last set, but that's okay because we're burning it out right here. We're still feeling the same intensity as we were before. We got about 15 more seconds here, so we're gonna keep pushing through. Really holding it, making sure we're not holding our breath, we're only holding our position here. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down. Congrats guys, that's the end of the body of our workout. Go grab some water if you need it, and we're gonna go into our cool down now. From here, what I want you to do is I want you to go up into a downward dog here. Let me just stop our timer. Going into a downward dog, trying to push our palms into the floor, stretching out that back. If you want to stretch out here, walking the dog out, getting those calf muscles stretched out as we're in our downward dog. Breathing in and out. Now, almost doing like a mountain climber, keeping our knee up into our chest and into a runner's lunge instead. Either staying low or coming up onto our runner's lunge. Really pushing that hip down into the floor here. Breathing in and out. Dropping that opposite knee on the floor now, shifting your weight and going into a quick hamstring stretch. Feeling that stretch down the back of our legs, leading it with the chest instead of the head. Now coming back onto that foot, into that runner's lunge again, and back into that downward dog. Doing the same thing on the opposite side now, going into that runner's lunge, pushing that opposite hip down into the floor. Really stretching it there. Now, dropping that knee down and transitioning your weight into a hamstring stretch. Breathing it in and out. One more time, breathing it in and out. Going back into that runner's lunge, then the downward dog, and dropping your knees down and going into a child's pose. Our very last stretch, really stretching out the back here and our chest, pushing our palms down into the floor, really opening our back. Breathing it in and out. One more time, breathing it in and out. Congratulations, everyone. That's it for this workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Please take the time to fill out the feedback form down below. Give me any feedback you want. If you like certain things, if you don't like certain things, let me know. I can totally adjust our workouts in the future, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.